Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Sideline Junkies Tuesday Night Flight. It's the big guy KG sitting in with none other than the gentleman Jack and our special guest for the night, Baltimore Ravens fan extraordinaire. I gotta bow down. We sitting there with Fenton tonight. How y'all feeling, fellas?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Feeling great after that win.
I bet.
Congratulations, good win, good game all around.
I
Yeah,
think that was a really, really good game. But the referees messed it up, but it was still a good game.
absolutely. It was some bad calls both ways. Um, but Lamar showed why he's the MVP, why he is a two-time MVP. He showed up. But I will say, the Commanders got a quarterback. You finally got a quarterback. And when he was drafted, I said it then, and I still say it now. You got a quarterback on your hands.
Well, when we get some cornerbacks on our hands, maybe Lively won't look like Jerry Rice out there. Jesus Christ. I like Lively, but damn, he was just
Open.
open.
hmm
So,
All right.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna get into that. But before we do that, we gotta do it proper. MLB playoffs have started. The ALCS game two is underway. Yankees leading the Guardians 1-0. Garrett Cole taking the bump for the Yankees. Tanner Bibby is taking the bump for Cleveland. Game
Mm.
one was yesterday, 5-2 Yankees.
mhm.
Uh, which I told Jack off screen. I said, man, this gives me pause because we'll win the first game, look really, really good, and then lose four straight as the Yankees. I'm really, really scared now. So
the
uh
Yankees, the
Yeah,
Yankees,
I wouldn't be.
the Yankees got a hell of a start out of Rodon. Carlos threw a hell of a game, man. 9 strikeouts through six, I believe. So he really held the Yanks where they needed to be. Because, like I say, Cleveland got a hell of a pitching staff too. So you got to get on them early, and they did. They,
Oh
they got
yeah.
on they got on Alex Cobb pretty bad, and he bumped after two. So
But it's Alex Cobb too. So
let it
Alex
be.
Cobb was an Oreo, so I know exactly what they're working with. He's a guy that is very up and down. One minute he can look like a superstar, and next minute he look like he should be in AAA.
jeez.
And
Oh,
last night he looked like he was AAA material.
yeah. But they both went game five, so they got their strong pitchers coming back tonight. They didn't have
hmm
much pitching available to them, the big dogs. So Cold Stone tonight for the Yanks. I look for something good out of him.
Yeah, I think Cole Yankees have a good bullpen. They have a good bullpen. They also have good starting pitching. So I still like the Yankees. I think the Guardians. I hate to say it, but I think they're just a sacrificial lamb to get the NLB to where they want. You know, any NLB fan want to see the Yankees and the Dodgers or the Yankees and the Mets. They're just a bump in the road, in my opinion.
But I tell you, I wouldn't sleep on Cleveland. I don't expect this to be too easy of a series for them. I'm telling you,
hmm
Cleveland's back end pitching is very, very, very strong. So
It
yeah, you
is.
seen that yesterday. I mean, they scored early on the Indians, and that's what I say. That's what most people got to do because you're not going to score late on Cleveland.
Yeah, I would agree.
And what's the guy that Matty Ice always talk about? Classe, the closer.
Jose, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
I
he shuts
see.
them down.
Yeah, and this dude, when I say true to Cleveland, this dude came out the wild thing with the whole Ricky Vaughn thing. He came out to that, and I was like, dude, you you killing
Yeah.
me right now because it's hard not to like you when you do that. But he
He's
came
something
out
else.
and he comes in and he shuts him down.
High heat.
And the funny thing about the Guardians, they are a quiet team. you don't expect them to go as far as they do. They seem like they're not that good, but they really are that good. And you know, those that don't watch baseball would not expect the Guardians be there, but anybody else they would. I mean, this is a good baseball team, flat out. And I mean, to see what they've done through the season, when they played, I've got to see them a few times playing the Orioles, and yeah, this team is the real deal.
Well, yeah, they surprised me all year on our
Hmm.
major league opening show we put out. Cleveland, I ain't have nowhere above third in the division,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
that All-Star break. I'm like, all right, Cleveland gonna fall off. They're falling off a little bit already.
Hmm.
Nope, pump and picked it back up, and like
Hmm.
our friend Matty Ice from Cleveland up there told us, that back end pitch, and then beginning of the year, you look at it, Travis Fry was leading the league in hitting in the beginning of the year.
Hmm.
Everybody just chipped in, and they're just a timely hitting team. And I just don't want to sleep on them. Don't nobody sleep on Cleveland. I'd love to see Cleveland and the Dodgers in the series myself, just to give the love to the city of Cleveland. They ain't had no winning over there in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true.
I'm
Mhm.
looking at it, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Cleveland go on like 2 or 3 10+ game win streaks where they were just shutting
Hmm.
everybody? They were mowing people down, and they'll lose 1 or 2, and then they'll go on 10 again.
Something like
Like
that.
they've
Hmm.
been dominant this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they had like one losing streak where it kind of looked like, oh, here we go. Here's the Cleveland we was expecting. And then they just turned it right back on.
See, that's right. That right there is what gives me the pause, because I'm like, okay, this is a team. Number one, what they did in the ALDS, they fought
Hmm.
from being down. They
Yeah.
fought and clawed their way back to a game 5 victory. What you've seen from them all season, that's what gives me pause, because I'm like, okay, we got them on the ropes. We win tonight. We got them on the ropes, right?
Hmm.
I don't want them on
So
the
you
ropes.
think, yeah.
Yeah, they'll pull an Ali and they'll rope a dope you. Oh, you think you got us, right? Okay. And next thing you know, they punch it, and we like, all right, what's next? And then you looking around like, who the hell just hit me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. This is what's become the norm for the Yankees. It's like they'll go into a game, or they'll go into a series in the playoffs. They'll win that first game, dominant. And then it's like after that, they're figured out. They don't do any changes. And then everything's done. It's like, okay, we did all this work just to get here to lose. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where I'm sitting at with that.
And then
Yeah.
you look at all
But
these
one of the
lineups.
things,
Go ahead, son. Go ahead.
oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
Go
good.
on. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say.
One.
Go,
I'm
go, go.
sorry. I'm quiet.
All I was gonna say was, you look at these teams that are still left in this playoffs. The Guardians, the Cleveland freaking Guardians. They shouldn't even be in this conversation. If you look at payroll, I mean, some of these
Hmm.
guys making as much a year as the whole Cleveland Guardians payroll. I think it's what, somewhere around 140 mil.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think they were at the bottom.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I'm giving this team that. I just think it's a scrappy team that gets things done any way they can. That's why I'm rooting for Cleveland.
But also, the Yankees are pretty healthy.
Oh, no doubt.
So one of the things with the Yankees last few years is they've been dealing with health issues. They ran into injuries at all the wrong times.
Hmm.
They've gotten healthy at all the right times this year. So I'm not ready to, I look at the Yankees like I look at Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't rule them out.
Well, and you wait and see when Aaron Judge is going to get hot too. You
Yeah,
get a hot
absolutely.
Aaron Judge, you're in trouble.
That's true.
So,
And you talked about Cleveland's payroll. Their payroll is
Not 140.
24th.
Mm, yeah.
126,511,568.
Mm,
And I think the Yankees payroll is like 300 million. It's like I think Matty Ice
Yeah.
is like a 200 million pay gap. Like, what?
wow.
There's players getting that much money, damn near. Well, shit, Otani is.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah. On the other side, we have the Dodgers and the Padres. Let me get back to that on my screen here. The Dodgers yesterday lost 7-3 after winning the first game 9-0. So that
Mhm.
series is tied at 1 apiece. They play tomorrow at 8:08. And that's back in New York, if I'm not mistaken. It's 2-3-2, or is it 2-2-1-1? But I know they're back in New York tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they went all the way to the 2-2-2-1.
Okay. Now here's a question for both of you
They
gentlemen.
change it every couple of years.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. Have it one way because I can't keep up with it either.
Now, here's my question for you, gentlemen. You got an East Coast team and a West Coast team. Is that travel time with the Dodgers flying from LA to New York City going to affect their play tomorrow? Because I'm guessing today would have been the travel day. I don't think they would have left last night. I think today would have been their travel day to get into the city. But do you think that'll affect how they come out for these next two games in New York?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a possibility. It could be some kind of jet lag, but these guys are professionals. I mean, it's not like that's the first time they ever done it. So I don't see it being an issue.
I agree. I agree completely. Dodgers, like I say, Dodgers got healthy at the right time, right before playoffs. Got a couple pitchers back, but then now you got Freddie Freeman's fighting the ankle injury, and
hmm
seeing him run the bases last night was painful. I love Freddie. I met Freddie. He's a hell of a nice guy. His wife is hot. Smoking. Smoking. And I just feel for the man because I know how bad he wants it. He's a gamer,
Yeah.
But I feel the Dodgers are stacked 1 through 9.
Yeah.
You got Kiki down there at number 7, 8, and Kiki's got some of the best playoff action in history. He's a legend in the playoffs, Kiki Hernandez. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
never know. You never know what you're gonna get. But the Dodgers are trump tight, in my opinion. The Freddie Freeman thing, I think they'll be fine because Muncy can play first. Dodgers is gonna be tough.
Yeah, I think they're going to be tough, but I mean, you just got to give it up for the Mets, though. You got to give it up for the Mets. So what? Last year they lost 100+ games, and you come into this year and you're 3 games from the World Series. That's incredible.
Not like this.
So yeah,
Don't you
it's.
mean
I mean,
amazing?
yeah. I mean that,
The Mets.
and I did not even. I don't think, and I don't even think a lot of people even considered the Mets. They thought they would be decent this year, but nobody thought they were going this far. It just, I got to tip my hat to them.
Okay. It looked like KG. It looked like Midnight Rider confirmed it's a 2-3-2 format this year.
That is correct.
Okay.
2-3-2.
If he was here, he would have had us right.
So that means get here. But 2-3-2. So that means you got 3. That means you're gonna have 3 in
3.
New York.
Mhm.
And then after this game with the Yankees and the Guardians, you're gonna have 3 in Cleveland. I know Matty Ice gonna be in Cleveland. I know he's gonna be at one of those 3 games, if not all 3. So we'll have to get him on with that, most definitely. But I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know. I've never flown over 3 time zones before to play a game. I just that's what when you got an East Coast team and a West Coast team, you're not flying to the Midwest. You're flying across the continental United States. You're flying almost from the furthest point of the continental United States to the other side of the country, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that's going to work, but
these boys are chilling, playing cards. I mean, watching movies. They're not cramped up,
Mm-hmm.
and some economy stuff. They
Right.
lounging on these planes, I'm sure. So, and
Oh yeah.
like you said earlier, they're professionals. This ain't no first rodeo. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
transportation is going to have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, they've flown for cross country before. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've came and they've came to Baltimore. They've came to DC. They've been to New York before. So they've been cross country before and had to play games. Maybe not to this um, magnitude at this point, but they've done it before. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned about any kind of jet lag or being tired or anything like that. And them boys fly pretty good. If you ever seen the inside of one of their planes,
Yeah, I've been
yeah, they
told.
fly pretty good.
I've been told.
next up, speaking of playoffs, WNBA playoffs heating up. Series tied at 1-1.
Hmm.
They're in Minnesota tomorrow night at 8 for game 3. Liberty and Lynx game 2 wasn't close. It was final on Sunday, 80-66. Liberty win it. Game 1 was close, 95-93 Minnesota. So this is back and forth. Now we talked about boxing earlier. This is a slugfest. These ladies are putting on a show, and
Oh
viewership
yeah.
is up. They're over 1 million views for game 1. I don't know what the numbers were for game 2, but they are talking about record numbers for the WNBA
Hmm.
finals. They're going up against football, preseason basketball, playoff baseball. They going up against everything else and putting up record numbers. This is beautiful.
Oh yeah, I think they're going to instill the 7-game series next year. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, man.
Hmm.
Money going to come in. You know what I mean? The more they play, the more they pay.
Yep.
So I think this is definitely going to bring Game 7s into play next year. 7-game series.
I was telling.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, Finn.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. I think I saw numbers today that the peak of viewership was like 1.87 million. And yeah, I've been you've seen some of my posts. I'm always talking about WNBA, and game 1 they were balling.
Oh,
And I told anybody, I said, well, if you're not watching it because Caitlin Clark is not playing, then you're not a fan because you missed out on a game.
good
And
Lord.
with the way these young ladies are balling, um, you got Courtney Williams. She's killing it. She's absolutely killing it. And you got Stewie, absolutely killing it. These ladies are putting it all on the line, and they are balling. I think the series. I think the Lynx through the season pretty much whooped up on the Liberty.
Yeah.
So I think the Liberty only beat them one time. So
Mhm.
they are really. This is going to be a slugfest. But I mean, a lot of people even really thought that it would be these two teams in the end, and they're giving us exactly what we wanted.
You know, that Game 1 was unreal. And like I said, the Lynx were down 18 in the second quarter. And then
Hmm.
the young lady, Courtney Williams, man, she hit some clutch threes, excellent
Oh yeah.
defense, and brought them back to contention in the fourth. And then they went
Yeah.
back and forth. And I couldn't believe, Stewart had a chance to put them up with like 6 seconds left or so, and she only hit 1 of 2. And
Hmm.
I thought that was a big moment. And then Stewart had that layup. Everybody thinks that she just missed it. That ball, I believe, was tipped. But I thought there should have been a rim interference. 2 of them got their hands in the net on that
Yeah.
shot. I was wondering, when I first saw it, I'm like, ooh, they interference at the buzzer, that's going to be hell. But they didn't make the call. And, they made it just sound like she missed the layup. But I think it was contested highly.
Hmm. Oh
Courtney
yeah. I
Williams
mean,
definitely pulled that game out for him.
oh yeah. It was a crucial rebound. I can't remember who had the rebound, but it was a crucial rebound, and they passed it out to Courtney, and she hit the 3. and that was the game changer right there. That really sealed the deal for him.
It was
And we are
awesome
joined by
to
none
watch.
other than the Midnight Rider.
What's going on, gents? How y'all
Hey.
doing today?
What's up, big dog?
All right, how are you?
Man, I'm good, man. Got a little caught up at work. Thankfully, traffic wasn't like it was yesterday, or I'd be later. So, good stuff, man.
JoJo said, "Man, they making bread. Who cares about that? It's not new. They've been cross country play games talking about the Dodgers coming across country to play the Mets. I mean, that's just my thinking. I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like. I don't know. The furthest I've flown was from DC to Detroit. That's the furthest I've flown. So, and that right there was a culture shock in itself. It's the middle of the daggone summer, and you get to Detroit, and you're like, man, it's kind of cool up here. I mean, it get cold up here at night, and then it don't get dark up there. It's like 10:30. So that was a culture shock for me. But
oh yeah, I understand.
Looking at this WNBA, I was telling the boss about this. I said, you know, they're going to 7 games, and to sit here and watch this league evolve. I remember Liberty versus Comets 1997. That was a 3-game series.
Yep.
3-game series. And it would have been a 2-0 sweep by the Comets, but Teresa Weatherspoon hit a 3-quarter court shot, banked it off the rim. I don't even know if she said she called bank. If she didn't call bank, I always said it didn't count. But she hit it, and I look, ain't nothing I can do. So now we're getting ready to go to 6, and now getting ready to go to 7. And looking at this year's finals, the names that you have in this game: Breonna Stewart, surefire Hall of Famer once she retires. She's going to be a Hall of Famer. The girl that was next in line that everybody's looking over to look at, Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu. She was the second coming before you even knew who Caitlin Clark was. So we can't look at her. Courtney Vandersloot was another one. On the other side, on the links, let me make sure I got them right. Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams. These are women that you can't look over. They got stars on these teams, man. They got absolute stars. And this is a star-studded finals. But I think this is probably going to be the biggest margin you have in the WNBA finals. This 14. Yeah, I added that right. 80 to 66. I got to make sure my math's right. You know, I went to PG County schools. This is could probably be the largest margin. I think every other game is going to be very, very close. You don't think so, Jack?
Yeah.
Gonna get it. I'm sorry. Liberty gonna get it. They're a better team, in my opinion. Okay, everybody got theirs. Liberty better team, and that's the way it's gonna be. To get the way it was game 2. Like I called it, man. What we say? A men's sweep is 4.
Yeah, this gonna be a lady sweep.
Lady sweep gonna be 4.
Yeah.
We made a joke about that since it was only a 5-game series, but it's going to be 4, like I called, and I don't think it's going to be close. Y'all can get me up next week if you want. I'll take it either way.
Only way this goes all the way to 5 if the Minnesota Lynx activate Maya Moore. They activate Maya Moore. This is going 5. I'm sorry.
It's gonna go 3. They activate her. It's gonna go 3. Because she probably ain't nowhere near no basketball shape right now.
Right.
Hey, what? Married life, man.
Hell yeah.
Married life. This TikToker made a video about her and was like, you know, yeah, she did what she had to do. But her husband, he robbed us of greatness, man. She gonna be a Hall of Fame, but he robbed us. She only played 8 years.
I would agree. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he did. He robbed us. He robbed us.
Well, you know, the Liberty, they got good defense too as well. I mean, game two, Liberty had the whole game in control. Okay? Everybody agree with that? The whole game under control. Then they came out and scored almost 30 in the first quarter. Second quarter, I think both teams only scored 10 or 12 points in the second quarter. So that shows the defense that the Liberty's got. I just don't think the Lynx are where the Liberty is. And the Liberty showed that by knocking the Aces out in the playoffs, the best team in the league the past 2-3 years.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
these are the best two teams in the championship, I think. So that's what I like to see. I like to see the best of the league competing for the ship. And I think it's going to be Liberty.
Yeah, I like the Liberty to take this. I'm gonna give the Lynx one more game. I think they'll squeak out one more game, but I think the Liberty is they're going to take this. It's not a question simply because number one, the playoff experience that is there. A lot of people was worried about the hangover from the Olympics. I didn't think that would be a big factor at all, but I think this team is definitely poised to win. Coaching comes down to is a big factor with coaching. So this team, I see this team definitely, and I mean, she's going to get her points. She's definitely going to get her points. And that's good. She's handling her business. So this team is definitely, I see them being the champions for sure.
I totally agree. I like what you guys are saying. I'm not gonna make any predictions because I haven't watched enough. I haven't given a good eye to be critical about this. So I'm gonna just go off of Jack Carr. Jack,
yeah, you can go with mine.
Sound like you wanted to do some Blue Magic there. You talking?
Nah, Blue Magic's on the Dodgers.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Okay. I got that written down.
Blue Magic on the Dodgers beating the Mets. Dodgers will beat the Mets. Blue Magic.
It's a brand. He stands by it. He guarantees it.
I do.
I like it.
I'm 0 for 1 on the Blue Magic, but when I first called Blue Magic, I ain't know nothing about it. I just went with the road and I was doing the show. But right now, stand up, Blue Magic.
Moving over to the NFL.
Uh-oh.
Ugh,
What a great weekend.
It was a good weekend. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
On Saturday, good football Sunday. I loved it.
I mean, the fact that if you pick games in the NFL this weekend, if you picked under 10 right, you did something wrong. I mean, this was a very chalk weekend.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people went like 12, 13, 14 ball games this weekend because it was there. It was layup city. Like if you thought the team was better, I mean, unless you were just trying to go for that upset, that's the only way you messed up this week because it stayed natural to what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
What happened,
The
KJ?
1 week I didn't bet.
I did pretty well. I'm 12 games over 500, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah, the only thing that killed me was Commanders messed up one parlay because I had them covering the 6. But that's the only thing that really didn't go my way this weekend in terms of the NFL picks. The only problem was I just didn't pick enough. And once you lose one in the parlay,
you're done.
So
I was 10-4 this week.
KG, we starting with the Commanders game?
Yes.
All right.
We're going to start with that.
Finn, I reached out to you on purpose for this. I kind of wanted boots on the ground, and then I also wanted a different opinion because you got three Commanders fans here. First and foremost, I know you went to the game, so that's why I didn't try to get you Sunday.
Right.
What was that feeling like? Did it feel like a big game, or was it just a week for you?
No, that was a huge game simply because with the Ravens starting off 0-2, then going on a 3-game streak. Then you got this team, the Commanders coming in, and, I know you guys are Commanders fans, but generally the thing about Baltimore is many of us don't like the Commanders simply because of the whole Jack Kent Cook thing and forcing it down our throats.
So go through that because a lot of people in the area
I
don't.
don't care for Baltimore. I said my bit about Baltimore fans on Sunday.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you heard
It,
it, my opinion.
yeah, a lot of people in Baltimore, they had to become Redskins fans because that's all we got at one point. Once the Colts left, all we got was the Redskins. And after they left, we were trying to get teams, and Jack Kent Cook, we know the old owner of the Redskins, blocked it several times. So for many years, we couldn't get a team simply because he felt as though having a team in Baltimore would steal from the Redskins fan base and still, take revenue from them. So for years, we could not get a team.
But it was true.
And yeah, and that is, and because of that, there's a lot of animosity because we felt as though, hey, they're ramming this team down our throat. Every week we getting the Redskins on TV. And, back then we didn't have all the channels we have now. We didn't have NFL Network. So you getting, our local channels and, cable was just starting to come along. So that's really all you were getting was Redskins games. You might get a Pittsburgh game here and there. So to have, so now to fast forward to today, we have our team. They're playing well. Now you have a quarterback in Jalen Daniels that is being compared to our quarterback. And you're like, no, we're not going to do that. No, we got the original Lamar Jackson. You guys got a guy that plays well that might play similar to Lamar Jackson. And it had been, I do know a lot of Commanders fans, um, and if you've ever been to Baltimore to a football game, we talk a lot of trash. We talk trash when we win and we talk trash when we losing. But when the game is over, hey brother, love you, have a safe trip home. And so to have that, you had so many Commanders fans at the game. And I was looking at some of the highlights. You saw a sea of burgundy. I was like, yeah, it really was a lot of Commanders fans there in our stadium. I would say it was a 60-40 split. 60% Ravens, 40% Commanders. So to have that energy and you're thinking, okay, this is our area. We have two of the top teams in the NFL, in the NFC and the AFC, two hottest teams, both on win streaks. Oh yeah, we want to see this. And yeah, it was crazy. The building was shaking.
There we go. That's what I
Shaking.
wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Now depending on how teams finish, this could happen the way the schedule is set up. This could almost be a 2 or 3 time, 2 out of 3 years or 3 out of 4 years type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Depending on where teams finish at. And this actually,
Yeah.
I thought Sunday could lay the groundwork to this being actually becoming more of just a talk, more than DC fans and Baltimore fans. I think it becomes a situation where, because if you know the NFL schedule, you play the team in the opposite division that finished in
With a
your
similar
spot.
schedule.
Yeah. So if they
Well,
both finish
similar
in
record,
first
rather.
place, they have a good chance to play each other next year. So that's where the beauty of it comes in. And you could actually get something more dynamic than what we had just now.
Yeah, I will hope so to see it. And to be honest with you, I would love to see a Super Bowl.
Right.
I would love to see a Ravens Commander Super Bowl. And I think everyone here would, no matter how you feel about either team. I think we would both love to see it. And I would definitely hope to see, some kind of a rivalry. I think a Baltimore DC rivalry would be good for football. Not sure whew, for the fans necessarily, because I know we had an incident here where it was a fight that broke out with a Ravens fan and Commanders fan. And hopefully we don't see anything like that again. I'm hoping because That's just not number one. None of us get paid, for these teams. We're paying to watch these games. So to have crazy things happen like fights and things like that. No, let's just have fun, talk trash, and let it be just that. I know it's been the last few times the Commanders even have gotten the better of the Ravens. So um, myself, I was worried about this game a little bit. I did think the Ravens would win by a touchdown. It was like, I should have bet on that one because I called it. But because a lot of people they thought it would be a blowout. I said no, no, I didn't. I did not see a blowout. I did see between 3 and 7 because I think the Commanders do have a really good football team. They have something to build on. You guys have wide receivers. McLaurin played. He played.
Right.
He played. So I mean, and your defense steps up. It was a few times where, our guys we had some guys that was open, but when you talking about a guy like Zay Flowers, that he's just so shifty. You have Lamar Jackson and you have Derrick Henry. You have no idea where the ball is going. You have and Lamar just has this crazy way of hiding the ball. You thinking that the running back has the ball and the whole time he has it. He just has a crazy way of hiding the ball. So um if that's something that's just really hard to stop, it's hard to mimic. I know that I was looking at some of the commentary they were talking about the Commanders where they said they were trying to mimic the things that Lamar do. And to be honest with you, it's just impossible to mimic a lot of things he do because he's just so quirky with some of the stuff he does.
Yeah, I mean, of course, when it comes to trying to get the at least the look of what the guy
Hmm.
does. I mean, they were blessed to have a guy like Mariota, athletic quarterback, but arm strength, all that stuff doesn't become a thing. You can't simulate certain guys. Like there's nobody in the
Hmm.
league that's gonna be able to simulate like a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. So
Hmm.
I think that's what makes them the cream of the crop. And then you got guys
Yeah.
on the next tier that's coming up. Or that's maybe I don't know if KG wants to do that on quarterbacks, but maybe they arrived. I don't know yet. That's
Hmm.
his own segment that we still gotta talk about that one. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a thing. Go ahead,
Yeah.
KG. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Couple of comments real quick. Jojo said the Baltimore the Commanders Ravens thing is kind of like the Orioles Nats situation. That's how it was kind of went.
Mhm.
She said that Raven was
Mm,
hunting down the Commanders fan per the video, shaking my head. That was wild. That man lost his job too. Good. BJ said
good.
the same thing over on Instagram. He said the Ravens fan that started that fight lost his job, and
And
he
he
was
should
out
have.
there looking for it. He was looking for trouble.
He was looking for smoke. And yeah, it's again, that's not what we do here. I've been going to Ravens games for years. That's not what we do. And I don't want it to hopefully it don't be a reflection of, Baltimore, we already get a bad rap because we're Baltimore.
Mhm.
So, but when we're talking about football and we talking about a game, nobody's health is worth it. We don't get paid for this stuff.
Right.
Let's just enjoy the game. You have fans coming up into our city to enjoy your game as well. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna greet you with some trash talk. But I'm gonna tell you have a nice night and be safe going home. That's usually
Yeah,
what we do.
I'm all for trash talk. I talk more trash than anybody you know. But when it comes to pushing and shoving, throwing hands up,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I've seen it too much at Raven Stadium. I've seen it too much. Even when it's been all preseason junk before this game. When we played each other in preseason 3 or 4 of the last years, three
Yeah.
out of four of the last something
Yeah.
years, and I've been there, and I've been on the wrong end of some things, and wished I was 15, 20 years younger, and I'd just got busy. But
Hmm.
I've had a lot of aggression from Ravens fans. And like I say, one time I was at the urinal I mean, what are you doing, man? I'm already holding something, dude. You trying to get up on me now? You know what I'm saying? That cracked me up. And all I said was, the game is closer than it should be. Thank God for the interceptions y'all got. And the dudes are ready to rumble. And then
Yeah.
when they come to Redskins Stadium, they're peeing all over the wall. And I just had some bad experiences with Raven fans. And now get this. I go to Oriole games, same town, different sport, different fans.
Yeah.
I mean, you always got bad fans in any situation.
I know you do. It just seems like I've seen the
Maybe
bad of
it's
it.
you, Jack.
Maybe it's me sober looking at it too. You know, I don't think if I was drunk that I would think it was funny, but I just think they're a little aggressive there at the stadium in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Done.
And I've been to several different stadiums. I love to, I'm one of those people that will travel with my team. And I try to go to at least one home game a year. And other stadiums I've been to, not an issue. I've been told when we went to the Jets game a few years ago, you got to watch out for Jets fans. I was up there eating with the Jets fans. I mean, they were cooking on the grill. Hey, come on over, get something to eat. We talked trash and and it was just a big kick just to hear the Jets, Jets. It's crazy to hear it in their stadium. And you know what I mean? All of us fans that went up there, we loved it. You know what I mean? To experience it. And them guys were great. We blew them out. And they were leaving early. A couple of people gave us middle finger as they were leaving. We're like, come on, y'all leaving already? Party's still going on. And we got a couple middle fingers, but that was all we got.
I'll take a middle finger, man. I'll take a middle finger.
Yeah, I'll take a middle finger too.
I just don't want to fly to the face.
Right.
See, this is the thing though. Fans that travel very, very well are awesome. It's a certain type of fan that shows up to everybody else's stadium and your team's not even playing. Like, why are you here? Cowboy fans, why are you here?
Yeah, them guys.
The first you start going south and the hospitality just gets way better, in my opinion. I've been to several stadiums down south, Atlanta, Florida, Dallas, I tell you, that's the friendliest place I've been to. Them folks, they were playing catch with football. I've told this story to the guys, but and it overthrow, and it comes during my tailgate. And so I throw it back to them, and then a couple minutes later, they're like, yo, you ready? I'm like, what's going on? They put me in that little circle throwing the ball around. Then I'm over there eating cornbread and chili with them. So it's about time to walk to the stadium. They look at me and say, good luck to you now, in their little Texas accents. And we walked up to the stadium, man. It was the best. They said they hate the Northern Cowboy fans. They said the Northern Cowboy fans give them a bad name, a bad rap. They said that to me right there in the parking lot of Arlington or Stadium in Arlington, whatever it's called. They got a Walmart right across the street, man. If you're missing something from your tailgate, you just walk across the street to Walmart. Dang,
That's smart.
Very
smart.
Yeah, that's very smart.
Yeah, that's a nice stadium. Anybody ever get a chance to go? It's beautiful.
I don't think I should go because if I go, I'm going to get locked up. I promise you that.
No, I'm telling you, they nice, man. I'm telling you. They make you, and you checking out Cowboy cheerleaders on the big old Jumbotron. It's 80 yards wide. Oh, that stadium don't play when the cheerleaders come out, man. I was ready to go to the bathroom. Everybody stayed sitting down like it's royalty. Cowboy cheerleaders.
After how they got treated Sunday, they're a little humble. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, you ain't lying.
We're going to get to that in a
That
little
was
bit.
Jerry's birthday. That was Jerry's birthday.
Yeah.
Because it's a story that came out with that. But for the Commanders yesterday, Sunday, Jaden Daniels, 24-35, 269, 2 TDs. Really missing B-Rob. Jaden Daniels, 6 carries, 22 yards, led the team. Zach Ertz, 4 catches, 68 yards. Noah Brown, 4 catches, 58 yards. Scary Terry, 6 for 53. We lose Jonathan Allen for the season with the torn pec. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it, because it's next man up. So, but I don't think he's going to stay away from the building. I still think he's going to be in the building giving advice. So that's what vets do. On the Baltimore side, Lamar Jackson, 20 of 26, 323, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 11 carries, 40 yards. Zay Flowers, 9 for 132. Rashad Bateman, 4 for 71. Mark Andrews, 3 for 66. Isaiah Scam Likely, 2 for 27. And Mark Andrews had a touchdown as well. But overall, they were trying to stop the run game. And Baltimore said, you know what? You can stop the run. We just going to pass. Lamar, 20 of 26 and 300-plus yards. They did what they had. They came in and did what they had to do.
Yeah, let me tell you, one of our big concerns was the offensive line coming into this season. And the first 3 games, really, offensive line was very sketchy. Lamar running for his life. And these last couple weeks, they have really held up. And for Lamar he had times where he just sat in the pocket. He had a few times where it was reminiscent of Tom Brady, how Tom Brady could just sit back and just pick you apart and just wait for a man to come open. He didn't even have to throw him open. He just had to wait for him to get open. And you have guys that are actually, now he's starting to come around. Rashad Bateman. One of the things about Bateman is he runs excellent routes. And for the last 2 years, for whatever reason, Lamar just would not look for him. He usually lines up on the left side of the field. Lamar just never looks to the left. He'll go right. He'll go in the middle of the field. He would not look to the left, and Bateman will be wide open, jumping up and down. And we've had times at the stadiums where the entire stadium will be yelling, "Bateman is open." And then Lamar look over. Guess what? The defense heard us say it too. So now you throw it over there, of course, it's an incomplete pass. So now Lamar is really starting to look for Bateman a little bit more. He's been able to get into a rhythm because he would drop passes, things like that. Now he's getting into a rhythm because he's expecting the ball a little bit more. And that's really one of the things that is opening up this offense, because now you're looking at another weapon, and again, with this offensive line playing the way they are, you're stacking 8 in the box. They tried the Cincinnati formula. It worked. It pretty much worked for Cincinnati to an extent, but it just didn't work at all for the Commanders because they just didn't have any kind of pressure on Lamar.
Go ahead, Jack.
I got you, Midnight Rider. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
You got your hand up.
No, I was giving you the sign to go first. I just think this was one of those games where, and actually, to your point, Fenton, I just posted in our group chat, or in our group, I should say, on the page, Brian Baldinger talking about Lamar this weekend, talking about his feet, talking about him working from the pocket. In terms of this game, I think it was one of those situations where, like, the Commanders they're missing that one piece to make this right. And I think it's like a good pass rush. I don't even think they need a dominant one. They need somebody that can just get there. And I think losing Dorrance Armstrong early hurt. Then they lost Baptiste. And then you had the John Allen incident in the third quarter. And I think it just got to a point where they want to feel so much that, when you keep pounding that Derrick Henry card, that thing, man, guys got to start making business decisions. Everybody's not taking that tackle on. They're going to start tackling from the side. And I think Sunday. I think Sunday was just a situation where Baltimore had everything going. And to talk about Bateman, I love Bateman at Minnesota. Thought he was going to be better than what he is, but I think he's had some health issues. He's taking him a little while. The only thing I think for him now is if he can stay healthy, I think he'll make an impact this year, because now he'll be the other receiver that they're looking for. And then whenever they want to go to Scam Likely, they can, or Mark Andrews. I actually like that, KG.
Scare him lightly.
I'll say this. In the words of Charles Davis, with a running back like Derrick Henry, he's a traditional power back. And he's in the vein of a John Riggins, a Earl Campbell, Chuck Muncie. He's in that vein. Powerful. Attrition sets in. You're ready to tackle him in the first quarter, second quarter. After halftime, you don't want to tackle that big motherfucker no more.
Yeah. He's like 240 pounds. That's a big guy.
I think Richard Pryor said it best. When Jim Brown run the ball and you jump on Jim Brown, Jim, just let me go. My wife and children are here. Please just let me go. That's how it is with Derrick Henry. You jump on his back, just fall down, please. Just fall down. My wife is here.
I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a good game. You see, I got my gear on. It's the first time I've had gear on all season. I just wanted to make sure I know what I got. I'm not going to be bamboozled again. But
we got to get over that PTSD, Jack.
Yes, I do. They played good ball. Teams of the past went in and tucked their tail and got blown in half. But they played good ball. The offensive game plan was on point. I like a lot of play calling. I tell you, the play I liked the most, that flea flicker they did. I ain't never seen a flea flicker to a screen pass. But it was genius. You send your three receivers on fly routes. It leaves so much ground for the running back and the lineman in front of him. I think we picked up over 20 yards on that play. That was a genius flea flicker. I've never seen it my whole life. Every time a flea flicker comes, it's throwing downfield. Defense, that was tough that Allen went down, but Newton, he needs to step up. We drafted him to play ball. So let's see what happens with Big Boy. I still think we might put something in to go get Reddick. Isn't that his name? From the Jets.
Yeah.
I still think we might throw some dough at him, man. We got it.
They wound up signing.
They might not be sellers.
Their defense is doing fine without him. They had 3-4 sacks last night. They're doing fine without him. So,
you know who would be a good pickup for them to trade for? It would be Cincinnati may be on the selling end, and with Trey Hendrickson. I think that one would be a good one. So it's a lot of players, there's a lot of teams that are really struggling that have some pretty good defensive players, linebackers and defensive ends that I could definitely see moving.
No, I totally agree. I just think everybody keeps thinking about the compensation. And I know we're going to talk about some of the moves that were made today before we get out of here. But like everybody keeps talking about second and first. A lot of these moves won't happen because you're going to get a conditional third and maybe it changes to a second. But you're not really giving up in the offseason. Not too many teams giving up. Mid-season. Not too many teams will give up that first round pick unless they condition. So that's how I see this playing out. And I think this is a situation where they can be aggressive, but I don't want them to force the issue. Don't force it. I think you stay trying to what you believe, because it's all about your belief system.
Yeah, and you have a lot of these guys that their contracts are going to balloon.
Right.
You have a lot of these guys that they're not going to be with these teams next year anyway. Right. So a conditional third round, conditional fourth round picks is going to be the going rate for the most part. We see what happened with Adams. Adams was on. Everybody only offered the fourth round. And the Jets sweetened the deal a little bit with a conditional third round.
The possibility of it being a second. I'm not sure the stipulations to that.
Yeah.
So basically, if he's
Yeah.
First team or second team All Pro, they get the second. If he's if he starts in a championship game
Or the
or
Super
the
Bowl.
Super Bowl, it goes up to the second.
Well, a couple comments real quick. Jack Wagner says Daniels is the real deal. Lamar just had a little bit more experience. I agree with that. Capitals 4, Golden Knights 2.
Damn.
Yankees 3-0 over the Guardians. Jack Wagner also says second if they win. And I'm glad you said something about Detroit, JoJo.
Detroit?
We got to talk about that. Lions 47, Cowboys 9 in that game. Jared Goff 18-25, 315, 3 touchdowns. Dak Prescott 17-33, 178, 2 INTs. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he
got a little colorblind.
He did. He got benched. Cooper Rush came in 8 for 11, 46 yards in the pick. Rico Dowdell 5 for 25, CeeDee Lamb 7 for 89. David Montgomery, 12 carries, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jameson Williams, 3 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. This was an embarrassing loss for the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is so heated and upset. He was trying to fire a radio host yesterday on air. But asking him, he was like, I can get somebody else to do your job. Don't ask me no question like that.
Wow.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think I took it as him saying he could take his business elsewhere. I didn't think he was trying to fire the guy particularly. I just think he said he could get somebody else to do this interview, meaning like another radio station. But
well, no, that's the Dallas Cowboy radio station right there. He was on 105 something.
105.3. Yeah,
that was hilarious. So the way he got all jacked up, man. You're not going to be able to answer it, or else you're going to be one of the top 32 people in the league. It was crazy. He went into a whole rant, man.
But did he really? Hilarious. See, I feel like I think this is a promo. I think he decided to cut a promo in the middle of the interview, and now all the conversation the rest of the week. Guess who we talking about? We're talking about Jerry interview. We're not talking about this 47-9 ass kicking or the fact that the last 3 times they played at home, they've given up 40 points in every game.
Yeah.
The key to being a good salesman is sometimes knowing when.
Well, Dallas gave up damn near 500 yards, man. That's just unreal. The running game was clicking. Golf was clicking. 2 fumbles, 3 picks, 2 by Prescott, 1 by Rush. You can't turn the ball over 5 times and think you're doing something. Just can't.
Oh yeah.
So.
And you talk about the yardage, the time of possession. 34 minutes for the Lions, 25 minutes for the Cowboys, but the total plays damn near even. 66 for the Lions, 65 for the Cowboys. At this present point for Dallas, they have to ask themselves, where's this? You got to take this off week. Where's this season going? It's only 6 weeks in, but you have no consistency. You have no run game, and it's still a line from the Midnight Rider, because I'm a thief tonight. Call me Christopher Columbus, because I'm stealing everything. You have no identity.
None.
They have no identity. The Cowboys don't. This is not a typical Cowboys team because they don't have an identity. You're not pass heavy. You're not run heavy. You're not one or the other. You're neither hot or cold. You are lukewarm. So you're lukewarm, I spew you from my mouth. I can't bang with this team. No way, shape, or form. Like I can't.
Identity. That identity is missing. That's what it is. That joint on the milk carton somewhere. Have you seen? Because all they can do is throw the ball. All they can do is throw the football. But the problem is their receivers. I mean, I think Cooks is out. So all you're doing right now is force feeding CeeDee Lamb. They're not going to get anybody else. This kid Tolbert looks like he might be something. The kid they drafted this year. So he might be their saving grace. But other than that, you can't run the ball. I told you 2 years ago. This team would look real nice if Zach Charbonnet was in that backfield as opposed to Rico Suave as opposed to Zeke the Freak. So that's all I'm saying.
Jack Wagner said typical Dak Prescott game. Xavier checking in. The Cowboys have a new anthem. Yeah, it's Cowboy fans that are upset. They done started trashing Jerry online. JoJo crying. And she said that was embarrassing. Jerry got to go. I've been saying that for weeks.
He ain't got to go nowhere.
We've been saying it for years.
Nowhere.
The thing with Jerry is he's living off of those 90 Super Bowls, and he thinks he can do it again, and he can't. He needs a general manager. He needs somebody that understands the shift of the game, because the game is evolving. You can't keep doing the same thing that you're doing over and over again, because it's clearly not working. Dak is not, he's not Brady. He's not Mahomes. He's not the guy that you're going to put the game on his shoulders and say, go out there and win this game. That's not what you have. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback. He's not that guy. And they really have to start taking into consideration, you got to address some of these things. You got to address your running game. You got to address your offensive line, because the offensive line is not that good. You have zero corners. Jerry, if you need a cornerback, I'm available. I can do just as good as they did. And I'm a fat guy. Pick me up. I can play safety for you, because what they've been doing, I can do the same thing for them. They're terrible.
If Fenton gonna play safety, if Fenton play the free, I'll play the strong and jump in the box. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Go get my tape, man. Go get my tape. Get my ankles taped up. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm with you.
Don't encourage him, Fenton. Don't encourage him.
Look, me and him can give up 47 points and get a check, okay? Come on.
Hey, Xavier checking in. He said, man, if they need a running back, use me. Hey, there they go. He's small enough to fit through the hole. He good.
Yeah. Look, he can get him 3 points. He can get him close enough to get him a field goal.
Better than what they got right now.
Better than what they got now. They have nothing. The coaching is not good. I mean, it's just like his head is in the clouds with some of the things that he's doing. I mean, it's like, how long you been a coach? You've been a coach for 30 years, and these are the kind of plays you're running. These are the things that you're doing. It makes absolutely no sense what these guys are doing. And I mean, the Cowboys are, yeah. Y'all them boys. How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
The defense is weak when the other team don't punt.
Say that one more time, Jack.
So your defense playing weak when the other team doesn't punt. Detroit did not punt at all yesterday or Sunday, just like the Skins did a couple weeks ago, or Washington.
Yep.
And you know that Detroit was very motivated. I know quite a few Lions fans. And one of my nephews, he's a Lions fan. We're actually going to Detroit. I'm gonna go to Detroit with him next week to a Lions game, because he's never been to the stadium. But they were very motivated, because we remember what happened last year with that fluke call.
Yep.
About he didn't check in, and the whole nation know he checked in. So they were very motivated, and I think it's something going on with Amon-Ra St. Brown and I forgot Dallas cornerback. They have a beef going on. And I just saw the other day where he jumped in St. Brown's DMs and called him a bitch. So yeah. It's crazy.
JoJo said they could have gotten Kareem Hunt. He was on the couch. That's who I thought they were going to bring in 2 weeks ago, but they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They hired Zimmerman. Shaking my head, he's outdated. I said this as well when they go fire him. I've been wondering when they're going to fire McCarthy for like 2.5 years now. But I'll say this about Jerry Jones. karma is slow. And what he did to Tom Landry when he came in at 89, he's going to get back to pasture the same way.
You taking it back.
It's got to come because everything that Jerry Jones has done, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Everything that Jerry Jones has done over the years, you let Jimmy Johnson go because you wanted to shine. You run your Barry Switzer because you could control Barry Switzer and you could be the guy on the phone in the war room doing the draft and everything because you wanted to get all the credit. What did that get you? Got you nothing. You reaping what you sowed back in '94. That's what you're doing. You're reaping what you sowed. BJ coming in with the rolling eye emoji. I don't know what you're rolling your eyes at. I mean, damn. I mean, I'm trying to go get a check, man. What are you doing this to me?
All I know is let's keep Jerry Jones employed. He's doing a great job of messing the Cowboys up, and that's all I want.
Hey, that I agree with.
We need to keep some talking points and some jokes, of course.
Of course. The Buccaneers win big, 51-27 over the Saints. Baker Mayfield, 24-36, 325, 4 TDs, but he had 3 INTs. Spencer Rattler, first start, 22 of 40, 243, 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. Sean Tucker led the Bucs in rushing, 14 carries, 136. Kamara had 13 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 11 catches, 125, 2 touchdowns, and Foster Moreau for the Saints, 2 catches, 54 yards. We picked this game. I didn't think it was going to be like this. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. But, gentlemen.
Yeah. Whew.
Go ahead, Fenton. You can start.
Where do you start with that one? The Saints. I don't know what to say about the Saints. They're just like so up and down. One week you're blowing out the Cowboys. Next week you're getting blown out. You know, and I get it that you had to go to Rattler. I mean, but you still put up 27 points. And I mean, the defense again. Where's your defense? That you're giving up 50 points, and we're talking about the resurgence of Baker Mayfield here, true. Which I mean, Cleveland probably right now. Cleveland look like the donkey of the year right now. We're going with Watts and telling Mayfield to beat it, and he's out here throwing touchdowns left and right. So yeah, it's wow. This is, and you know, this is our next game is the Bucs, so it's a little scary. But we've seen Baker Mayfield a number of times. But even with our shaky secondary, I don't think we'll give them 51 points. So this is an embarrassment for the Saints defense all around to give up these kind of points. I mean, Rattler. Yeah, 600 yards. And Rattler, he did not play bad to be coming in, you know, as a rookie. I mean, I liked him in college. And he did not, he came in and he did not look rattled. He had times where, you know, he made some bad decisions, but overall, put in the position that he played a pretty good game. And this is not a bad Bucs defense.
I mean, it's surprising. The Mayfield threw 3 interceptions in this ball game, and they still got the 51. It's crazy,
right?
I think the problem for Rattler, Jack brought up the show, but I think that show put him in a light that I think everybody used that and judged that kid on it. And the kid's actually not a bad ball player.
He's not.
He just had the unfortunate luck of having Caleb Williams come in for him in that Red River rivalry and win the ball game. He never saw the field after that. And then the other part about him, South Carolina, just South Carolina. I don't care what nobody says. South Carolina is probably one of the most talented teams in the country, and they just never. They like Luther Skirl. They just can't get right.
Spencer Rattler's a scrub.
Ooh, okay. Scrub.
What? I ain't getting no more time. Threw the 2 picks, just like I said. He's a scrub.
He's a rookie. Cut him some slack.
They was up 20 points, man. They're gonna give him them little dinks and yards he threw. He didn't look good. I didn't think he looked good.
The Buccaneers had almost 600 yards of total offense, 594.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, 2 games left. Let's go lightning round. Packers beat the Cardinals. I know JoJo was happy about that, 34-13. Kyler Murray, 22 of 32, 214 and a touchdown. Jordan Love, 22 of 32, 258, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, 62 yards for the Pack. Trey Benson, 5 carries, 26 yards for the Cards. Trey McBride, 8 catches, 96 yards for the Cards. And Christian Watson, 3 catches, 68 yards and a touchdown. I think Romeo Dobbs came back and caught a TD as well. Gentlemen, what you got?
Can I start this one?
Please.
Sure, what you got?
Have at it.
I think the Cardinals are bipolar.
Absolutely.
I'm watching this team, and the week they play the Commanders, you don't see Kyler Murray run the ball. You don't see this. You don't see that. Then last week against San Fran, you see Kyler Murray try to run, get loose, and figure it out. And then this team, I think one of their problems is they don't know which way they want to go. They don't know if they want this to be Trey Benson's backfield or Connor. And I think if they just figure out to let these two complement each other, they'll be in a better place. Because Benson can be your home run hitter. Connor can be the guy that gets you tough yards. I mean, everybody talks about thunder and lightning, bumping ground or thumping ground, whatever. However you want to do it. I think that's where I see the Cardinals. And I think you got to just tell Kyler, if it ain't there, just run. You know what I'm saying? Do your best Mighty Mouse routine and just get around the corner and make it happen. But when I watch this team, I've watched 3 different teams in 3 weeks of football. And I just don't know who it is. It's almost like, what's that, Slim Shady? Like, would a real Slim Shady stand up? Would a real Arizona Cardinals stand up?
I don't know where they at.
Exactly. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all can take it from there.
I'm short and sweet on this. I agree with Midnight Rider, man. And it's the same thing I thought before the game. What Arizona team's going to show up? I mean, so far this year, they haven't shown up too strong at all. So, but even look back to last season, which Arizona Cardinals team's going to show up. Kyler blows up, goes on a little winning streak, and then Cardinals lay flat for a couple games. So, you know, Cardinals ain't nobody I'm worried about. And J Love did what he had to do. He controlled the whole game, and Packers won. So,
Yeah,
zero sacks in this game. 0. That's hard to believe in pro football.
And there's a resurgence of Jordan Love. I mean, he seemed like at one point he was not, going to do that well. Then last year he started coming on, and this year it really seems like he's turning it up. And I mean, the Cardinals, who do they have on offense? I mean, you scoring 13 points, you doing great. Because who do you have on offense? Who does Kyler Murray have to throw the ball to? Who's going to run the ball? I mean, you can't make up your mind. This team doesn't look like they know what they want to do. And I agree with Connor. Connor is your grinding guy. He's the guy that's going to get you those tough yards, the short yardage. He's the guy on the goal line. He can get in the end zone. But quite frankly, they're not even getting there. So, hey, maybe I just kind of understand that too. But it's just the Cardinals just been a bad football team for about 3 years. It is what it is.
You said 30?
Hey, well, hold on. They had their times now. They had
that Super Bowl run. I get you that, but
yeah.
I mean, for the most part, the Cardinals be cardinalling.
Yeah.
And we all remember them being, I mean, they were the tough team to play, but they still only won 6 or 7 ball games because they had to play the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles in the 80s and the 90s, coming out of NFC East. I always tell people the best thing that ever happened to the San Francisco 49ers was that the fact that the Cardinals were in the NFC East and not in the NFC West during their run. Because the Cardinals would give them some bump.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that one.
But Neil Lomax, you talking about Neil Lomax? We talking about Otis Anderson, Stump Mitchell. Them teams wouldn't know what to do with them boys out there out west.
Well, OJ was gone at what, 80, 84, 85?
Yeah.
Those are teams I'm talking about. The Roy, was it Roy Jones or Roy Smith, whatever his name was, number 81, Roy Green, 81, JT Smith. Come on, baby. Jay Novacek going across the middle.
Hall of Famer. Should be a Hall of Fame. One of the greatest tight ends.
Him on returning punts. Nico
Definitely.
Nova getting sacks. Come on, man. They were just in the wrong spot.
JoJo said Melton slipped is why he had the INT. Romeo had 2 TDs. And he couldn't run on us. We had 3 fumble recoveries.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least, this is a game the boss BJ was invested in because it's his Bills. Bills beat the Jets 23-20. Aaron Rodgers throws a game-ending pick for the second week in a row. Josh Allen, 19-25, 215, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, 23-35, 294, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Ray Davis, 20 carries, 97 yards for the Bills. Breece Hall, 18 for 113 for the Jets. Ray Davis also 3 receptions, 55 yards. Alan Lazard, 6 catches, 114 yards and a touchdown. Now, both of these teams have new receivers. The Jets get Devontae Adams, who we mentioned earlier. The Bills get Amari Cooper. Does either receiver help either team?
Go ahead, Jack.
You on mute, Jack?
You think you mute?
Thanks, fellas. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to go. Devontae Adams, as I've been saying, I knew he was coming to New York, man. Especially once Carr got hurt in New Orleans, I knew he was coming to New York. And it's the reunite with Aaron Rodgers. They're one of the best duo quarterback wide receivers of the past 10 years. Their touchdown numbers are outrageous. He's not only, helping on the field, he's going to help in that wide receiver room too, with them 2 young wide receivers they got, along with Williams and what's the other boy's name?
Wilson?
No, Wilson's one of the youngsters. Lazar. Williams and Lazar are the vets, 28, 30-year-old ball players. And then the 2 young boys, I think he's really going to help out in the wide receiver room because nobody knows Aaron Rodgers like Tay. Devontae Adams is going to be able to show him, look, Aaron wants you to break out of your route this way, or Aaron wants you to definitely stop on this yard marker. And that is a lot because you look at the first quarter of the game last night. Rodgers was getting rid of the ball so fast. And he has to do that because he's not mobile. So Devontae Adams is going to be like a wide receivers coach too. He's going to help that wide receiver core get better every game here on out. I look for the Jets to really be a threat now in the AFC East.
I think Adams is a good pickup. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little concerned about him because he pretty much quit on the Raiders. Let's just admit it. He quit on them. He hasn't really done a lot in the last few years. So I'm not sure if he just lost motivation to be with the Raiders or what it could be because he just hasn't looked good the last few years. Maybe that resurgence might spark something. I do like Cooper going to the Bills. Amari Cooper he's a hell of a wide receiver. Make no mistake about it. And you're playing with a quarterback because we all know, and I'll let you know, just a sidebar. Before we had the Ravens, the Bills was my team. I went through the four Super Bowls, and yeah, I went through that misery with them. I was a huge Bills fan, so I call the Bills my ex-girlfriend, and the Ravens is my wife. So I think that I love the pickup for the Bills, and I think Allen got him a new toy somebody that can stretch the field, somebody that can go across the middle and make plays, somebody that can get you some first downs. So in my opinion, I just think that Cooper is going to be the biggest impact versus Adams. I'm just not, the Jets just right now, to me, they're falling apart. They're just being held together by duct tape.
You know what, Fenton, people don't use duct tape no more. They lose flex.
Yeah.
They held together by flex.
That's good.
But no, like you guys talking. My bad.
I love it. I love it.
No, so I think Jets Bills to me. I mean, it was the one of the games where I saw a graphic where I think Josh Allen had something like 18 or 19 turnovers versus the Jets, which is a crazy number. Yeah, that many turnovers against one team. I thought both trades helped both teams out because I think you needed somebody to make Aaron comfortable. And Aaron got tired of Mike Williams running the wrong route and Alan Lazard dropping everything. Like he was 50-50. I mean, it was like, I don't know if
he's hiding cold
from one of your better receivers. Yeah, and I think that's going to help both teams in the long run. I did see people talk about the fact that they were third round picks, and there's some Commanders fans that like to collect talent, and not players, complaining because third rounders got you Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams. We got a third rounder for Jahan Dotson. So think about that real quick if you want to pay attention. Like that's actually by your GM. And if you wanted either one of those guys, like I just don't think people see the identity piece when it comes to the way this team is being built. And this is one thing to go back to our subject earlier is the Ravens. I say this to KG all the time. I was like, I really don't hear Ravens fans complain too much about who they lose. Because they either drafted a replacement the year before, or they got the guy. I remember KG remembers when we did our football show, Lindenbaum. I said Lindenbaum is the perfect Ravens center. Just whenever their pick comes up, just draft him, plug him in for 10 years, and call it a day. So yeah, but getting back to this Bills Jets thing, I think last night showed the flaws of both teams, and then wrong referee crew. I don't know. I think they just wanted more TV time than anything else. It was like what's his name? Hockley. Ed Hockley used to like the camera a lot, and that's what it seemed like with these jokes. It was 22 penalties and over 200 yards in penalties. Craziness.
The officiating just been bad with all around this year. It's been ridiculous. We talked about Kansas City, the Kansas City games and the officiating. It's been every single football game that I've watched, and I even when I watch the Ravens, I'll say, "Ooh, the Ravens got away with one," and the Ravens have gotten the short end of the stick on some bad calls, but it's been the last couple of games where they've gotten away with some calls too. I don't know what these refs are looking at because they're missing a lot of stuff.
I think they got too much to look for, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I like that theory.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Comments real quick. I just don't think it makes them contenders, but I agree with helping the wide receiver. Williams will be gone, and everyone else he ready.
Got to be ready.
Got to be ready. Okay.
That's like JoJo.
Type of fans. Adams had 1,000 yards his first 2 years in Las Vegas, though. The trading the car messed up. I agree with that. I agree. Vegas also got out of Adams' salary completely. It's why they was cool.
Yeah.
Maybe a second. So
Yeah, because that salary balloons next
Yes.
year and the year after. I think
Yes.
it goes from 30 to 35.
And everybody was talking, oh man, we should bring him to Washington. We should bring him to DC. A friend of mine, she was like, oh yeah, we should bring him to DC. I was like, no, he don't want to be here. I said, how would you feel if somebody said that they didn't want to be in your city and then you're pressed to get them here? I'm good. Granted, I love the talent. I'm good with him, but I'm good. You don't have to come here. You've never been to U Street. You've never been to Howard Homecoming. You've never been to George Avenue Day. You've never experienced that. You never will. Not on my dime. But I'm okay. I'm calm. I'm all right. All right. Final thoughts before we get out of here, fellas. Go ahead, Midnight Rider.
No, I just think there's going to be a couple more moves being made in the next couple of weeks. I think I think the NFL has finally understood that, you can make trades and it's okay, especially at the deadline, because that's part of the selling of the business. Like sometimes you got to do what's good for business, and what's good for business is moving players. I've heard Max Crosby talk. I've heard teams talking about even Myles Garrett at this point. So it's going to be interesting. People can talk all about Cleveland, and that's a whole nother conversation because I listen to Cleveland Monday. So, I mean, if y'all ever want any information, I listen to Cleveland Mondays and Wednesdays. Just like their little morning show, just because I hate the junkies. No offense to the name junkies, just the sports junkies just get on my nerves. Can't take them talking about some of the stuff they talk about.
Ooh, Lord. No comment.
I know they're your boys. You want a Porky Pig with them?
No.
You probably want to kiss a toilet like them. I don't know.
No. They're the main reason why it took me them and LeVar Arrington crying every week were the main reasons why I didn't listen to 106.7 The Fan for years.
Wow.
Because LeVar Arrington used to be on there crying, because of the other station across town, we can't get any interviews with the players. Well, that's the fucking team radio station, LeVar. What do you want them to do? The owner owns that station. That's where they're gonna go.
But and again, also it's that type of that owner, because now you hear guys all over the place.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But then 106.7 got better too because they got Chris Russell still.
No, he's on 98. 980. Go ahead. Ho. Come on, man. My man Chris is on 980. That's probably why you missing the show.
Oh, because I'm looking for. Hey, you know what? He is on 980. I'm sorry.
Like 3 o'clock, right?
1 to 3.
1 to 3. I knew 3 was in there.
No, 1 to 4. I'm sorry.
When he went to 106.7 The Fan, that's when I started listening. When he went the first time, and then B. Mitch went behind him, and I was like, yeah, I'll start listening now. But other than that, no, I'm good.
Yeah, he's 1 to 4. B. Mitch and JP Finley are 10 to 2. And then you got Grant and Danny and company.
When they gonna put Doc back on?
Say what?
When they putting Doc back on? They teased it for like a month and a half, man.
Doc's on every Tuesday with Chris.
No, I need Doc every day. K9s need to check in every day.
No, you don't.
I need to check in. Neanderthal Nation need to check in every day.
Nah, we good. I love Doc, but I'm good. I need Doc in small doses. We done gone off subject, but yeah.
We need a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Fenton, thank you for joining us tonight, man. Giving us
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime you need somebody, I'm always available.
Appreciate that. Gentleman Jack, final thoughts before we get out of here?
Final thoughts. Let's go to baseball game, Midnight Rider.
I just turned away from it. I'm sorry.
It is still 3-0.
Still 3-0.
Yeah, top of the 5th.
Go Guards. Go Dodgers. That's all I gotta say.
Well, all I gotta say is to my Yankees, hold on, be strong. So for the Gentleman Jack, My man Fenton, the Midnight Rider, Boss BJ was on special assignment tonight. We're the sideline junkies, baby. We don't do no overtime. Even though we did a smidgen tonight, but we are out of here.
Mm-hmm.